All right, so my name is Adrian Ortiz. I've been a member of Partners for half a decade at this point. Um, where do I even start? Where I begin? So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself and then some key points. So when I came into Partners, I already had a decently successful business, meaning I had a well-established social media following. However, none of that really matters in business. Um, I already had what I'd say pretty decent business. Um, I was doing offline and online work. I was about probably 35 when I came in. However, what I lacked was the ability to, I'd say, regulate my emotions and schedule high prioritizing tasks. I basically needed someone to help me like organize my life. And I think that's the difference between Partners and every other business coaching mindset thing out there, because I've been around for 20 years. I've been in every, when I say every, probably almost most of the business stuff you see now. And look, it's actually pretty easy to make $10,000 a month. Let's be honest. It's really not that hard. You do a couple things, but then what? How are you going to make that money? How and why are you doing it? I think a lot of people get caught up in income and they don't really spend enough time thinking about impact. And what Partners, why it's so special is, one, you're going to get to the bottom of who you really are. So the big questions in life are who are you? Why are you here? And what are you supposed to be doing with your time? Everything outside of that is just an expression of who you are. So, but if you don't know who you are, it will bleed into your business. Okay. And if you don't know, or if you think you know, Partners is going to help you find that person. And once you understand who you are, who you serve, what your unique purpose is, selling, creating an offer, creating a product, attracting clients, lead generation, client fulfillment, upsells, downsells becomes a cakewalk, because most people's frustrations, probably why you're watching this right now, is you're probably not making enough money. You're struggling doing it. You think you're doing all the right things, but what you have to do is kind of sift through all that and get to the point of what your unique gifts and talents are. And if you don't know what those are, that's what the lessons in Partners and why it's so different is, because they're not just a tactic. They're going to give you a world-class education on tactics, strategies, what's going on in TikTok, Instagram, all that. They keep up to date with everything because they bring specialists in, which is they spend more money, I would say, bringing people on than any group I've ever been in, keeping you guys up to date on what's going on in the world with trends of consumer biasm to psychology. What's so special about Partners and what attracted me in was to get to the root of why I wasn't successful, because it wasn't the tactics and the strategies, it was me. And to understand what my limiting beliefs were and to have a system in place to peel that away and really understand what my gifts were, and then to have an environment of super positive people that are going to help cultivate that and help you in the exact ways that you need it. So, I'm sure you want to know probably how much money I make and how many clients I get, and that kind of doesn't even matter. Look, as I said in the beginning, you can make $10,000 a month, which is a six-figure business, pretty easily. But how you do it and why you do it. Some people will stop talking to their families. They'll cut people out. They'll obsessively work. I did that. I've made $100,000 working my ass off like a psycho, uh, you know, abusing stimulants, abusing alcohol, or not alcohol, THC, um, just ruining my life, versus now where I'm pretty clean and sober. I don't really do any of that stuff anymore. I work way less. Um, I'm super happy, and I stopped pushing. What Brian and Carrie have taught me is how to pull. Things are just happening, within the past month. I've got accepted into a PhD program. My app is kicking ass. I just had an offer to work with one of the biggest tech companies, and actually be a liaison in nutrition education. That's my specialty, by the way. I'm a nutrition specialist. Um, and all of those things just started happening once I started understanding who I was, what my message was, and learning how to talk about it, learning the language of my customer, but most importantly, um, speaking directly to who I needed to talk to, understanding their problems, and then having the solution and knowing how to create an offer on that, and then knowing how to talk about it so someone could buy it, having somewhere to buy it, and having a fulfillment system. It's really quite easy, but again, it's how you do it. Most entrepreneurs will burn things at both ends. They'll ruin relationship. They'll abuse substances. This is like really getting more than a business education. You're going to get a spiritual, in my opinion, educate. You're just gonna, and if you're not into that stuff, you're probably not in the right place, in my opinion. If you really don't want to grow and stretch, then you're not in the right place. If you're just coming here and you want to make a shitload of money, cool, that's going to happen for you. But I really hope that you're more aligned and to find out those things about yourself. That's the type of program this is really speaking to. So if you're a person that, sure, look, money is a vehicle, in my opinion, to freedom, but it's how you do it. Like, I work 4 hours a day. I had to learn how to do that, though. Had to learn my prioritizing tasks. I had to learn what hours I worked really well with, and it took a lot of time to do that. You're not going to get there overnight, but what you can do is have a cultivating environment that, isn't pressurizing you with how much money you're making, or sales tactics that don't feel right, or, putting you into positions that just, again, like, look, you're going to have to get uncomfortable, but not in a way that doesn't feel in your gut right. And a lot of programs out there are very salesy. They're very just like, get people's credit cards, charge them whatever. We got into this, I guess, if you're like me and you want to help people, but we want to help them with ethical value. You want to help them following an ethos of something much larger than you. And I think if that's the type of person you are, and sure, if you want to make some great cash while you're doing it, that does make things a lot easier. I would like to say that I've built a lifestyle through partners. Like, I can travel wherever I want. My entire business is online. I've been able to heal a lot of relationships. My life has gotten so much better in the past half decade. Like I said, I don't even think I could give back what I've received. Um, they over deliver constantly. You're gonna hear stories and from people that like getting access to is insane. Like, you're gonna be on these calls with people that are gonna kind of really blow you away on what they do and how they can help you. Um, and most importantly, being pushed to do the work. So again, if that's what you are here for, if you want to make an impact, if you want to make a really great living doing what you do, but without, the over hustle, the over grind, the machismo culture, look, you're still going to have to work. You're not going to manifest 6 and 7 figures. There's going to be work, but it's doing the work that you love, understanding what workflow works for you, learning from people who have built businesses. Like, sorry, this is going to go over in time, but a bigger reason why I signed up with Brian and Carrie is because I watched them build $1 million companies from starting off. The first time I saw them, I watched Brian build the IYCA, sell it. That's why I bought, because I saw him actually do it, right? And I've been in sessions with Carrie, and she's the best mindset coach in the world. Having access to both of them like that is not even a fraction of what you're paying. You would have to pay for whatever your monthly fee is, would cost an hour with one of them, just 1 hour. That's it. And you're getting unlimited access. So I watched them, Brian and Carrie, have a phone on top of a trash can, 7 or 8 years ago, and watch them work with Pitbull, watch them connect with Alice Cooper, watch them like just, exude in all their own stuff. They're also like growing outside of that. Both of them are athletes. Like it's teaching you how to be a human, make great money, be in great community, and get into something much bigger than yourself. So if that's the type of candidate you are in the right place. Put your goddamn credit card down and take the jump.